And welcome, geeks, gamers, ninjas, and robots. This is HorsePLAY Live! Today is Thursday, June 5th, 2015. This is episode 77, entitled Retro Games and Destiny Comeback. But before we get into all that fun news and fun times ahead in this episode, I am joined by everyone's filthy, hardcore casual, the man himself, Yogi Zilla. What's up, Yogi? All right, so Yogi just excuse me. We just lost connection with Yogi, of course, as you guys see. But guys, we're gonna be getting into a lot of stuff going on here. This show, we're gonna be getting back into. You know what? This is just wonderful. But you guys get to see my sexy face right here, just for you guys. Okay, but as we said, we have Yogi Zilla here. We are going to have, I'm probably going to ask a couple people to jump in TeamSpeak. I know right now, I believe we have MorganaFreya in the TeamSpeak. Morg, are you there?
I'm here.
Yes, she is here. Hey, Gon, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And I think BF Fatal Blades is actually around here, lurking around here somewhere as well. And as we're kind of getting people, you know, Yogi back in the mix, and then everything else, you know, I'm getting fixing chat and everything else. So, if you guys do want to jump on, I don't know. We might not be able to do a camp thing with Yogi or something. It might be lagging him out a little bit too much. So, in the event that we can't do it, we're just gonna keep going, guys. It's not them. It's HorsePLAY Live. This is where it happens. This is where the happening's happening. Right? Did I say that right? I think I did. So, Morgana, I'm going to talk to you since there's no Yogi Zilla here. What have you been doing this week? I know you've been streaming a little bit more. I've been seeing like late at night.
Yeah, that's my usual time, or I don't know. Yeah, I've been streaming more. I'm trying to make up because I'm gonna miss a few days next week. So
Yeah. Well, and I've been actually trying to stream a little bit more too, and actually getting quality, you know, quality streams and that people like to see, like to watch. And somebody told me something this past week saying, it's not what game you're playing or how good you're playing the game. It's when somebody logs on to your stream and sees you playing a game that they've never seen before or they have seen before. No matter how you're doing in it, if you look like you're having fun and you look like you're actually happy, people are gonna stay. I mean, we've seen that with the, you know, the car mechanic game I've been playing lately. You've been there almost every stream. And people just keep coming in, be like, "Oh, I like this game, cool, because I'm having a blast."
yeah, if you're a good entertainer, definitely
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna stick around. They're gonna come back. I
She
mean,
is
that's what
very
draws me to their
quiet.
streams.
Okay,
Is that better?
I got her. I'll turn her up a little bit more for you guys, but she's not really a screamer anyway, so that didn't sound right. But
I'm just leaving that one.
we're we're gonna go with that. She's just not a loud person anyway. How's that? Is that better? Not being a loud
That's
person.
a little better.
But tonight on the show, guys, once you know Yogi's gonna be coming back through here, we're gonna skip the news so we can talk more video games. We have goodies to give away and previews for upcoming Geeky Antics content. Now, I want to make sure Yogi's here to confirm that that we have to giveaways to go, and then there's gonna be a supersized hashtag the dust off if we don't derail too much. But normally when we start talking, we start to derail just because the tech issues that we have sometimes with Skype, and then we're trying to do this back and forth, and yeah, Comcast is one of the worst companies, aka internet ISP, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna turn my camera off, guys, so we can get both cams back in here, and then we are going to just continue the show. So, Yogi, I think your extra boost is on somewhere.
Extra boost? No.
I don't know. I hear like a like white noise or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's do it. Yogizilla, everybody's favorite filthy hardcore casual, the man himself, Yogizilla. What's up, big guy?
Hello. Freaking. No, it wasn't my ISP this time. The I have a little table where no one needs to, be doing anything at. Suddenly, everybody wants to congregate around there. They bump the table, and then they're putting like, I had the cables like stashed behind the table, behind the desk, but they found some way to mess it up, and they like pushed the cable. So like when I went out, the router cable was like half in, half out, and being bent out of shape. I'm like, oh gosh, family, you're killing me. Like they have no spatial awareness whatsoever.
Yeah, mine. Yeah. Anyway, no comment. No, I think the actual stuff is coming from having Skype turned on. It's all good. So, but like I said, guys, we're not gonna do no news talk because we want to talk about video games today. Some good stuff. We're gonna have a big dust off. But if you guys are new to the show, we want to say straight up and just a big thank you first of all, and welcome to our silly party. Woo! Horseplay Live is where geeks come to play and 9 times out of 10 get in trouble. We are the flagship talk radio show for Geeky Antics Network in collaboration with AllGames.com. Our show covers all the aspects of geek culture, the special focus in indie and strategy games, technologies, and we have right here in the show notes is rants, but underlined. So we make sure we emphasize we rant like pros, okay? So we're gonna do and then we use social issues that geeks face while they're playing games or even just in real life, and then of course community events. Yes. Sometimes we even talk about tabletop and retro gaming. And hell, we even play it sometimes right after Horseplay Live, too. So, depends on how mean we want to get. I think we're going to play, what was that game we played last week?
Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah. See, now I can't hear you now. What the hell?
I don't know, but I know there's something messed up on your side because whenever I've been having to use my recording, which I can't do this week because obviously I missed the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I listen to your recording, I sound really low and you're really loud, so I have to like run insane compression to get it to sound level.
Well, see, that's the thing I don't understand. You're plus 10 on my TeamSpeak right now. And the only reason I'm as loud as I am is because people just then can't say they can't hear me.
That's the thing, though. It's not. Is the audio coming off of TeamSpeak or Skype? Coming off TeamSpeak?
If it's coming off Skype, that's your problem because you're not muting your mic.
Oh, my mic's muted.
The only thing that we use on Skype is our cams. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
I don't know what you're doing on your side. We have to do a little tech shop.
Nothing. Well, we'll have to do something. We'll be able to get out. You can get on TeamViewer or something and check it out.
They're saying you sound good in the stream, so it should be good.
I don't know. The settings the same though every week. I haven't, nobody tells me to change anything, so I don't. I mean, I have it where every now and then you're really really soft, and I have to turn you up in TeamSpeak, but that's about it. So.
Yeah. You gotta figure it out as you go along. But anyway, no one wants to hear about freaking podcast.
How about you tell everybody a little bit about the show in general?
We're a late night show, and even though the kids should be asleep at this time, they're usually not. So things break because kids are OP. Bless their hearts. Crazy things can and will happen.
Damn kids.
It may say something offensive. Usually we're at the end of the day, and it's like we're just finally letting our inhibitions go. But we're just having fun. The name of the show is HorsePLAY. It's about shenanigans, having a good time. So keep an open mind and have fun with us. That's it.
Horseplay.
Yeah, none of that. No furries or My Little Pony. None of that stuff here. Nope.
Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. All right.
Ah.
Yeah, you thought of it. You remember now. But guys, if we say anything too outlandish or anything like that, just remember that this is Horseplay Live. Anything goes. Anything. Well, mostly anything. We're trying to curb our. I'm trying to curb my language for, of course we wanna involve everybody in the gang, whether you're 60 years old or 15 years old, or 18 or whatever, however old you have to be to get in there. Um, but so if we do say anything offensive, it's nothing meant by that, guys. We do apologize, but we're just trying to keep it real with you guys and just kind of making sure that we have fun at the same time. So, Horseplay Live is every Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific on Twitch channels Geeky Antics and Yogizilla. Horseplay Live replay is also available earlier on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on allgames.com. You guys can go over there to allgames.com and go hit the live chat button. You guys can hang out with us. Most of the time we're there. Sometimes, like today, I didn't get there. Not bad. But yeah, you guys can go give us about 5 minutes of your time. It really helps us. Gives us a view too. Yeah. Yep.
Obi, have you lost your mojo because of the tech issues?
No, we're good. We're good. I'm thinking about other things too, and it sounds like you're losing your mojo a little bit more than me.
No, I'm good.
So my throat really hurts.
I'm good.
I've been doing lots of recording a lot of my my sound effects and putting them all on the drive and everything for everybody to use in the gang, and it's starting to wear on me a little bit. Like my throat, so everything sounds a little bit scratchy, or I might pull out the Herbert voice just to get a little high pitched in there. But that's about it.
On the other channel we're streaming on, I got someone talking about Twilight Sparkle giving it to him.
I like me a Twilight Sparkle now. Anyway, guys, like I said, there's no news tonight, so yay! That's the biggest hand claps coming from Yogi, from Obi-Wan. But we are gonna move right into our next section now. Are we doing this right now? Or are we gonna get people in right now and then start? Or are we gonna get to wait till the feature to bring them in?
Well, yeah, we can start getting them in now.
Okay. Well, next segment is, guys, Geeks Engaged. Just about you guys, our fellow geeks. Join the conversation live. Here's our TeamSpeak info in the chat. One of us will put it in there for you. Please use a mic and use headphones. We don't want to hear ourselves. It's really annoying. So please do so. But if you guys want to join us, you guys can join us on TeamSpeak. But to keep the ball rolling, we are going to get right in going. If you guys can't join us live, let's keep the geeky antics and shenanigans going. Send us some tweets, guys. You can reach us anytime. Obi1x2 at Yogizilla, at Janelle_no5, and don't forget. Wow. Don't forget to remember to add at Geeky Antics in that tweets too, so we can kind of spread the love over everybody. So, excuse me, my throat is cracked. But as always, the best way to experience all our shenanigans is right here via live, via our main live chat hub at Geeky Antics is on Twitch. So. You guys can also join us on the gang website, our official HQ at geekyantics.net, where you guys can comment, share, join us on the forums. We really love to see and hear, or not hear, but yeah, hear you guys too, but see and hear what awesome geeks think. So, Yogi, what do you got next for him?
God.
Yep.
The chat going on in my channel is kind of scary. I'm being asked what my opinion is on dick cheese. Should it be legal to eat in public areas?
Well, why don't everybody in your chat, on This Is Coming From Me, hey, you guys, over in chat, why don't you guys come join us on Geeky Antics?
Yeah, control over here.
Yeah, control me. Control me, please. I'm asking for it.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm asking for it.
I think if you get to the point where you have the Fermunda going on, then you might have to, I don't know, get some scouring pads out or something. All right, so
Is
What
it
are we
really
up
that
to now?
bad?
Oh, huh? What?
Is the audio really that bad?
It was like the past couple of weeks. I just caught it. Like I was gonna tell you about it, but it's been a crazy week. But I noticed like I've been using my recordings, but like last week's recording that you uploaded or the week before it was like really out of balance. So, and I realized, wait a minute, I should probably take care of that because on YouTube it's gonna impact the YouTube video too. That's all right. I don't do too much post production stuff with the YouTube stuff. I just leave it as is. But not a big deal. For the audio feed, it was pretty bad though. I had to do compression on it. I mean, I do that anyway, but I had to like truncate silence, and I do a lot of little post production stuff for a while. Anywho, yeah, new content coming to geekyands.net. We got a Destiny op-ed coming up. We're gonna talk about Destiny. A farewell to Pixelated Pints. We're gonna probably have an article for that formal thing because they're retiring the show. And I hate to say it, I love Fred. It's a great show, and they're part of Geeky Ads family. And he tweeted out, he said, "Hey, thanks for always believing in us." But Jefe is he's not very reliable, And I told her, I kept telling Fred, you should have a rotating host, so not just the Fred and Jefe show. So when he gets bored of it or he can't do it anymore, or you want to take a little break, you can rotate out and keep that brand going because they put a lot of time into that show. Set dedicated website, dedicated audio feed, nice little logo, great topics. They do the live Google Hangout on air. Great. It's a great format. And now they're just kind of retiring because I think Jefe doesn't want to do it anymore. So it's a shame. Like every show that we get that is part of our network, whether they're exclusive to us or they're just syndicated in our network. We try to help them out. But you got to allow that to happen. And kind of take that advice and that help. Oh well, it's a shame. We're gonna miss them. So we'll see if we could do something a little formal going away party because this is a little tweak going out is not enough. That article on anti-social media is still in works. That's still coming, so don't worry about that. That's gonna be a fun topic. I keep thinking of new ways to take that, new directions to take that article to, and people keep tweeting and messaging us and kind of having conversations about that very thing. There's a lot of antisocial behavior on social media, sadly. We're gonna probably do a Smite Xbox One review because High Res Studios, they're awesome, and I'm gonna just full disclosure, they've hooked us up with Ultimate God packs and beta keys in the past, so we're a little partial to them, but we're still gonna be objective with it. So expect some key giveaways if you're on Xbox. We're probably gonna do have the review up there. It'll be like a little mini review at least, and then have like something where if you leave comments, some people from the comments will randomly be picked and get my Xbox One keys. Also, we need to do an article on like sleepers, retro sleepers, like particularly games from the 8-bit and 16-bit eras that not that many people know about, but the people that played them have good memories with them. So I want to talk about games like that. I always think sleepers are fun. Everybody always talk about the gems, like the popular games. But what about the sleepers, the ones that didn't really get that really hard marketing push, weren't that popular, but the people that did get to play them really loved them. There's a lot of games like that don't get enough love. Like we talked last week about Darksiders. That game. Some people were saying it was a commercial success. I don't think it was. I think it did well as far as like people that played it loved it. It got good reviews. It was a critical darling, so to speak, but it didn't sell. It didn't push a lot of units. Sadly, that's what it comes down to. Our buddy Kraft from Heroes of the Storm BuildGuide.com. What are you doing, Obi? You keep flipping the bird.
Not Panda.
Oh, what do you say? Oh,
He's flipping me off, so I'm flipping him off too.
That's super delayed. That was like 3 minutes ago. So Kraft from Heroes of the Storm BuildGuide.com. If you just Google Heroes of the Storm build guides, it'll come up. It's like one of the first three results it shows up. So they're considered the authority on it. And, you know, and I say this. I don't believe in cookie cutter builds, but it gives you a good idea of where to start. And he has a Sylvanas build. It's supposed to be the best Sylvanas build. I disagree with it for the most part. It's a good build, but not the build that I would like run with Sylvanas in most situations. But it's a very good survivability build for Sylvanas, and they've retooled her a little bit. So it's some interesting stuff there. I'm actually very surprised by the picks there. But that's part of the fun. You know, you have three different people that play a lot of Heroes of the Storm. Hey, what's your, you know, preferred build for this character? And they all give you a different answer, unless they don't have any creativity or whatever, originality, whatever. But anyway, he's gonna be doing. He has an article he sent me. I gotta edit it and everything, but it's a perspective on Hero League, on Heroes of the Storm, from a diamond rank League of Legends player. So that should be an interesting get there. and mind you, this is one of the loud players that actually likes Heroes of the Storm, so he's not gonna just be pooping all over it like, it's so boring. There's no last hitting. Last but not least, another thing is coming over hopefully soon to our site. Back to Destiny again. WRS Media, Worst Radio Show. Yeah, they got their WRS Media now because they got two podcasts. They got the Podcast Infinity and the Worst Radio Show podcast. They're presenting a Destiny guide for newcomers. Some other goodies in there. So stay tuned for that. That's all coming to geekyantics.net. Yep. Obi?
Yo.
Wait, are you falling asleep, bro?
No.
Yeah, BFT says 1.4 million copies of Darksiders. And THQ didn't consider that a success. Most games would kill for even 1 million sales. Yeah, but like that wasn't a success. The thing is, it wasn't a success for them because, you know, they were in a desperate situation because of bad business decisions. But for like AAA developer, I don't know if you considered THQ could be considered AAA. I mean, they're definitely not bottom tier, but 1.4 million, you know, it sounds like a lot to us, but
It's really not.
yeah, it's weird. It's a weird business, and there's so many different people you have to pay. The publishers take a cut, and developers, and
Right. Last but not least, guys, you guys can please send us a voicemail. You guys can send us a voicemail at 1-206-415-4987. That's 1-206-415-4987. Now, we're in the podcast. We're really I lost in the podcast we are worldwide, but keep in mind if you guys do want to call that number, it is US based, so you will have an extra fee. I mean, if you guys don't want to do that, leave the voicemail and do that. If you're outside the US, you guys can email us, mail@geekyantics.net. Okay, instead we'll respond during the perspective show of your choice. Yay.
yes.
I can't do the sounds today.
Yeah, no, you're like losing your voice, and well, I'm gonna have to find other ways to bring the hype in.
Next week I'll have the I'll share the whole folder with you.
So now it's time for Man Crushes and Geek Girls. I was gonna do it really well, and then I was like, I lost it. I focused so much on that Man Crushes part.
I can't do it.
Girls.
I'll do it.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You just killed it. If you would have just started the damn segment and not tried to do that, we could have been fine. But now, like, everybody's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck was that?"
We gotta bring hype, dude. This episode started like a depressing, cut your wrist episode. Like you sound really down and your voice is scratchy, so you can't bring the hype.
I can't. I'm
sorry.
I
got disconnected.
I am hyped, guys. I am really. Here we go. Yeah, next segment.
You understand? People that can't hear that are listening on the podcast, they're gonna hear. You sound like Ben Stein Visine commercial. You know, like, Clear Eyes. Oh no, Clear Eyes. Was he Clear Eyes? Yeah, Clear. Wow. There you go.
No, I can sound like him if you really want me to, if you're going to push the button. But as we get into and as we get ready, we are going to bring to you the one and only Man Crushes and Geek Girls. Yay! This is our show. This is a favor about you guys. Your favorite Man Crush or Geek Girls of the week. Man Crush is not just one Man Crush. You got to have multiple. If you guys want to suggest or if you guys want to be a guest or suggest your favorite Man Crushes or Geek Girls, contact us via Twitter, allgames.com, and the official gang website, geekantics.net. We'd love to hang out with you. For now, let's share our Geeks of the Week, where we plug our favorite streamers, game designers, podcasters, authors, just geeks we love and we were excited to have around and known as geeks. Yogi, you want to start it? Because I have nada.
Nada. I've heard of Nada. I've heard that they stream a lot of
Nada.
A game.
Nada streams Nada.
No, Nada doesn't he stream. What's that game called?
Oh, there's really a guy named Nada.
He streams something. I can't think of what the name of it is now. It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Nada?
The Association of Champions, right? No.
So Nada.
The Tournament of Heroes. No, League of Legends. That's the one.
So Nada.
Anyway, bad joke. I know. I gotta, we haven't done this in a couple of weeks, I think. So I figured we just do a lot of shout outs here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to do more shout outs on top of this, because that's what we do. But these particular Man Crushes and Geek Girls we want to highlight: Grumble Bundle, Gregory Poet, Brandykins 1982. Those are all Twitch streamers. Yeah, also Twitch streamers.
Brandykins 1982. She's a trip, dude.
Yeah.
Because you were hosting the Worst Radio Show. So I'm like, hey, let's see if I can do this. So I unhosted the Worst Radio Show and started hosting Brandy just because Fatal told me to do it.
Yeah.
And then the Worst Radio Show started coming on. I'm like, oh crap! I think I was supposed to keep posting them. So
yeah, because they're on Wednesday nights, and
but she's crazy. She is nuts. Yeah. She's fun. You guys could go check her out. She's really fun.
Yeah, she's introduced herself on the forums too. So, I've been lagging behind. It's just been a crazy week again.
And one of the first streamers that said my name the first time and said it right.
Yeah, Obionics.
No, she didn't say Obionics. She said OB1X2. Hey, how are you doing? And like she knows I get pissed off. She must know that I get pissed off when somebody says my name wrong. Which is, so I'm pissed off a lot. Hence the name Salty Obi.
Well, all of these people I just mentioned are Twitch streamers, and they all met us. They all found us through the website or podcasts. There's actually a lot more, and if I didn't mention you, don't worry, we'll get around to you. But keep tweeting, keep posting comments, keep messaging on the forums. We'll spread the love. Finally, AM Audio Media. They're the producers of the Doctor Who Dark Journey radio drama. Wow, couldn't even think for a second. Dimitri Walker, who does paintings by Dimitri, he does a lot of fan art, including Doctor Who, Despicable Me, Firefly, a lot of cool stuff, Star Wars, and he does a lot of like hybrids, like he crosses over those worlds. Then, last but not least, another network that I am a big fan of are all the people over there, Retro Junkies Network. They got Genesis Gems, they got Two Dudes in the NES, they got Retro Obscura, lots of great podcasts, and every time when I'm having like a bad week, like I have had this week, or just a stressful week, all of the above, I like listening to the retro stuff because it just reminds me of better times, simpler times, playing games and not having the stress, to worry about, like the Atari days,
True. I miss those days.
Yeah. Atari 2600 days, last time I could actually like game not be interrupted, not have stuff in the back of my mind. I mean, I kind of have that sometimes now, but not as much of an escape as it used to be. As you grow up, that's what happens. But anyway, we just got a host. Thank you for the host. I missed who it was, and I don't have the dashboard up. I'm so bad. But we appreciate you. Anyway, you got a shout out on the stream, so.
Hail sauce.
It popped up on the stream anyway. Anyway, those are my shout outs.
Oh, I do have a couple.
Okay.
Because this person basically asked me what I wanted and made it right then and there. I do want to give big shout outs to MorganaFreya. Yeah, and she is in TeamSpeak right now, but I do want to give big shout outs to her. Thank you very much for everything you've done and just supporting the network. You're awesome. So, yes.
Thank you. I'm happy to do it.
I mean, dude, Yogi, have you seen my picture yet? Have you seen my picture that she done?
It.
That shit's OP, bro. I bet if you
could...
ask her really nicely, she'll make one with you with like a bandana. She might.
Just gotta send me a picture.
Dude, you need to do it, man. She's good at what. Dude, mine turned out boss, bro. It did.
When I saw that picture on my Twitter feed, I got a little scared. I was like, man, that's a full-size Obi face.
Yeah,
I took
baby.
him on my phone, and I was like, I don't know if I should be excited or scared.
Scared. Be very scared. Be very afraid.
Oh, man. So, anyway, it's time for our quickie. We're trying to make it real quick, so this will be a shorter podcast. I think we're both kind of tired, and I don't want to drag it on if we're not like at 100% hype. We're like at 90% hype right now.
Yeah.
Morg,
I have a question for Morgana though, Yogi.
Okay.
Morg, can you do one quick sound for me?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Don't put it on the spot.
No.
Okay. It was just ask. Yeah, I ask every female that's ever on the stream.
I don't know if I could do it.
You can.
I don't think so.
Just make sure you tell your husband what's going on first.
Yeah. Like, what the hell are you doing?
She says,
Maybe I should tell my kids who are in the other
Mom,
room.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing.
That'd be a harder thing to explain.
Yeah, no.
You can whisper one, be like, like
Oh my
the
no.
world's
No,
That's
because then you'll get like, why are you whispering panting noises in your mic, Mom?
Right?
I'm not, I swear. So
I'm not
she
doing
could just
anything.
be like, I farted and it caused a sharp, brief pain.
Oh my god.
wow.
Like mini-me humping the lasers.
Wiki. Retro games and sleepers we should probably play. Revisit. Anyone got some 8-bit or 16 games they'd like to discuss? Anybody? I know Yogi does. We're gonna, this is kind of a connection onto tomorrow's show. #Retro Friday. But Yogi, what about? I mean, I know you're really excited to play about this or talk about this because it's the old school, man. Me, you, and Chewy have talked about this for how long was it? We talked for it was almost an hour at one point. We were talking about 8-bit and 16-bit games. Going to town. Hit it.
Well, but where do I even start?
At the beginning.
Again, the inspiration from this, I've been listening to a lot of Retro Junkies network stuff and Gaming History 101, and it's just every time I listen to that, I'm like, man, there's so many games I want to go back to, so many games I never finished, so many games that I skipped somehow, I missed somehow. Oh man. So the list is long. It might be, yeah. I mean, just looking at my 360, now that's last gen. And that some of those games could be considered retro because the rule is 5 years, but I don't buy that. Real retro to me is like 2 or 3 generations back at least.
Real retro to me is like retro games. Like, if you want to get real retro, you're looking at like old school like Pong and Atari setups, not fucking. Past pre Dreamcast, if you want to get technical.
Yeah. That's where I kind of say it's true retro.
The 80s, early 80s and 90s. When you get too much past 95-ish, it's not really retro, it's just old.
Yeah, and I guess you could also say then there's this distinction like classic. So like a
oh.
classic would be much older. To me, a classic's older. Like all classics are retro games, but not all retro games are classics. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like Pong is a classic game, but not necessarily, it's not a retro game.
Yeah.
Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog, okay, for Sega Genesis is a retro game, plus it is a classic because it's one of the main games that started that Sega Genesis. That's what Sega Genesis is known for, was Sonic the Hedgehog. So it's kind of a little bit of both. Right? Am I thinking right in this, or are you actually thinking a different direction?
It more or less, it's tricky because like if you look at the way that they remarket these games, when you go to like any store, like even Walmart has them. They got Xbox 360 classics, the PlayStation classics, and they have, but it's like they're not classics because they're newer games that are just being re-released in collections. You know what I mean? So
then they should say, when they say they do a Xbox 360 classic, no, you say it's for Xbox 360 and it's a Xbox classic. So when it came out for Xbox, the original, and then you say, okay, it's a 360 game or even an Xbox One, bringing back, we're gonna rework Halo 1. For Xbox Ones, because we get a better graphics, better response time, put a multiplayer or even a like a battle royale simulator mode kind of like in it, or make it better. That's basically revamping a classic, but it's not necessarily a retro game.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because it's like a game that defined that platform, and it's also one of the originals. So I think those are all connotations that are true as part of the definition. So anyway, some of our picks. There's a bunch of them we want to mention, but if I know Beaton has not here right now, but if we did not mention this one, he'd probably like lose it. Gunstar Heroes. This is one of the first, if not the first, Treasure game. Treasure, by the way, is a beautiful company that was started by ex-Konami devs and designers. So Treasure has a lot of awesome games. If you look at Treasure back in the 16-bit through maybe 32, maybe early 64-bit era, technically, yeah, N64. A lot of those games are Treasure. So especially on the Nintendo platforms, Treasure made a lot of those awesome games. One that I've heard a lot about it. I don't remember that well. I vaguely recall it. It's called Target Earth. I think it's a shmup. But what's cool about it is that it has this aspect where you have an army fighting alongside of you, and they're supporting you by giving suppressing fire or whatever. So it has this sense of immersion to it. PFT just made a joke about the collection. That's called Halo Master Chief Collection. Aww. To get back into that one.
Yeah, but that was just just what I was using for a reference because I knew it.
But no, it's just the Master Chief Collection brings out bad feelings, mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if you like shmups, there's a lot of shmups on. This is a Sega Genesis one, but I mean, just on Genesis alone, you got Forgotten Worlds. Most people played that one. And that one's fantastic. That's probably the definitive co-op shmup to play on Sega Genesis. They have Musha. I'm gonna forget something. Sector X. There's a lot of shmups on Sega Genesis alone, and I'm not forgetting a ton of them. I think Gradius even made it to the Genesis. R-Type unfortunately did not. I mean, a lot of people consider like through the 16-bit era, R-Type was like top. I don't know. Thunder Force, that's another one. Thunder Force was on there. Also, another Genesis game Now everybody loves the Ninja Gaiden. Well, how about Revenge of Shinobi? It's any of the Shinobi game, but Revenge of Shinobi is the one that is memorable because this is back in the days before there were companies throwing lawyers, gaming companies throwing lawyers everywhere, and bullying and whatnot. Copyright infringement wasn't a huge thing in the gaming industry for a while. People stole ideas all the time and did tributes and spoofs and all that stuff. No one really cared about it because
But
they
people
wanted
were
to see the
happy
industry
about
grow.
it. But people were happy about it, like, oh, dude, thanks a lot. You did a tribute for me. And then all they had to do was cut them in for 10% of what the game made, and they were good. Now it's like, well, we want our percentage, and we want this right now, or no way, if you use more than this much of our product, we're going to charge you, or you copyright. Fuck that shit, man. Screw you and your copyright.
Well, what's crazier, like even
Twitch.
Even back then, this is like an early. I think this was a release in '89. This is one of the first Sega Genesis games that came out. And back then, the gaming industry was still recovering from the crash of '84. Was it 84, 85? Yeah, it was 84. Yeah, that was a weird time. I remember seeing a bunch of games.
January.
Bins. It was like everything was super cheap for a while. Weird. It was cool. It sucked at the same time because you realized it wasn't going to hurt the industry. But anyway, the thing about it is there wasn't really a system in place for like licensing, having paid content and all that stuff. It was just there wasn't a system in place for that. So there wasn't any precedent, so no one knew how to go about that. But the thing is, especially in Japan, they didn't really worry about that kind of stuff. So Japanese content has always kind of mirrored Western stuff, or spoofed it. Been a parody of it, and it was no big deal. So they made in Revenge of Shinobi, you have a Batman boss and a Spider-Man boss. Now, if you're one of the fortunate people that was able to get an original copy before the modifications were made, the changes were made, because Marvel and DC both cracked down on them apparently and forced them to change it. There's like 3 different versions that I know of. One of them is just straight up you're fighting Batman, you're straight up fighting Spider-Man, but they don't call him that obviously. And then you fight Arnold Schwarzenegger as like the Terminator or something, or Rambo. Like it's crazy. and then another version, they have those bosses, but they change them up a little bit so it's not that obvious. And then a third version, they did something where like they kind of just like made it more generic altogether, unrecognizable. I don't know what Obi's doing. He's doing fishy face.
Yep.
Rating me out. What? I just got a little ding somewhere. Someone ding me. Someone ding me.
Who dinged?
Okay.
Who dinged Yobi? Who dinged Yobi?
Oh no, on TeamSpeak. But so yeah, Revenge of Shinobi. That one's one that most people know of, but there's still people that haven't played it. Now another one that people talk about a lot when they go back to Genesis is Wonder Boy and Monster World, which is Wonder Boy was I think came before Adventure Island, and then Nintendo kind of ripped it off. But Wonder Boy and Monster World, I never got as into it. It's kind of like a Zelda type game with side scrolling. I'm gonna try it some more. I tried it last Retro Friday, and I couldn't get into it. And then the thing about it, I died, and it started me all the way in the beginning. Oh no, I didn't die. It had this weird thing where the girl asked me a question, and it was hard to tell if I was selecting a yes or no. Like it was one of those things where I didn't know which option I was selecting. So it was like, do you want to save? And I thought I hit yes. They said, do you want to pay to sleep here? It was an inn. And then I looked at the price and I said, hell no, that's too much money. So I said no to that. Then I put then it said, oh, well, would you like to? Are you going to continue your adventure? And I'm like, yes. Like, and then I don't know what else it said. And then it said, oh, sorry to hear that. Bye. And then it restarted the game. I'm like, why would you make that an option? No. I don't know. I probably pushed the wrong buttons. I pressed A instead of B or B instead of A. But it didn't click in my head. And after I got far enough in it, I was like, yeah, let me just go. Uh, by the way, if you guys want me to try that one out, I'll play it again. But I might just end up doing a lot of like flash gaming. I'll just play a bunch of these games back to back to back until one sticks, and then I'll stick with that.
What time is Retro Friday?
Usually late nights. I've been doing lately the way it's been going. West Radio Show's been doing like a late night stream, and they usually end up finishing around midnight. So I usually start after that. I've been trying to get it started earlier though, because when I have time around tea time, if I'm stopping a stream at like 3 or 4 in the morning, that's not a good time for me because then I have to wake up early. I got like maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep,
Okay.
prep, take
Well,
care
I'm
of
doing
stuff, and
I'm doing a 12-hour stream tomorrow for my channel. We hit 250
Ah.
followers, so.
okay.
Um,
But I'll figure out something then.
no, don't. No.
Usually-
I'll send them over to you. That's fine.
Usually I do it late night though. The earliest I usually get around to is like 9 or 10. You know, make sure the dinner's done, tidy up, everything's in, all the duckies in a row. Then boom. But next one is one I think a lot of people missed. That I really love this game.
I did
And
too.
play this one?
Cyborg Justice?
Yeah, the one where you can like build your own cyborg, and then you could, when you fight them, you could rip off the body parts and put them
And
on
then
yourself.
Save them, yeah, and attach them to yourself to make you stronger, yeah.
That
I used to
game
kill the
was-
guys that always had the rockets, so I had like an extra rocket on me.
Yeah.
Had the
Yep,
rocket
that's it.
arms, you basically take your arm off and you put the rocket arm in and you look.
Yep. And you could beat someone to death with their own limb.
Yeah.
I like there was one other game that was like this on I think the GameCube that I could think of, where you built your own robots and there was like full customization. Oh, it was so good. That Virtual On. The Virtual On I think had a little bit of customization. Oh no, they were pre-built mechs. I don't remember now. That was a good game too. But I mean, you could put like choose a torso, choose legs, choose arms, choose like weapon loadout. I like that kind of stuff. It's fun. You know, like I know there's Mech Warrior, obviously, but that's not as accessible. I mean, and then Titanfall has the Titan loadouts, but it's not as customizable.
Well, like
There's something in between.
like MechWarrior Online and the mech games that we play, they're not really customized. I mean, you can't like really customize what it is. You got to choose different mechs. Like you
Yeah.
can't put like a a super jetpack that you would use for one of the tank mechs on a little one because it just doesn't work. I wish you could. We'd fly all the way across the map. we could
Yeah.
put the super jetpacks, the ones that you use for like the tank that's destroyers and stuff, with all the rockets and everything, and then put it on one of the little like the TV screen mechs. No, that'd be awesome.
See, Mech Warrior has always had a thing where it balances out because you have a weight limit depending on your chassis. You know, and so you have to work within your frame, and you know, if you put a lot of stuff on your mech, it's gonna be slower. You know, there's always a trade-off. That's a lot deeper. These games don't go quite that deep, but it's still neat to have that, be able to mix and match like that. It's like Mr. Potato Head, but you know, for killing. Now, I've talked about this one before, but Herzog Zwei, which is basically the second Herzog game. This game, a lot of people don't realize it, but it gave birth to today's MOBAs. I don't care what anyone says. This was the original game that inspired it. So much of the ideas come from this game, I feel. I mean, you could say that MOBAs were spawned from RTS games in general. And Herzog Zwei obviously has the RTS elements, but it's this that pushing with creeps and pushing your lane kind of thing, and it's just that, and then the hero combat. That the start of it was right there in Herzog, and it's just I love this game so much.
Well, yeah, I can give you that. I mean, it was one of the original MOBAs, if you will, yeah.
Yeah, except for the online part, it didn't have the online, but you could, you know, kind of get. You could do today. You could make it online if you're clever with NetPlay, the
Yeah.
emulator. So there's lots of different ways to do that. But yeah, Herzog. I've played it recently. I retrofied it. Well, not that recently, but a few months ago. But recently enough, and it's still fun going back to it. That game is super hard. Super hard. Thanks for the host. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had the little. But was that a follow sign? I don't even remember it anymore. I'm so out of it. Anyway, we're wrapping up here. Castlevania Bloodlines, the forgotten Castlevania. Castlevania Bloodlines was a Castlevania on the Sega Genesis. Now, some of the purists scoff at this one because it didn't have like the backtracking and the usual Castlevania kind of play, or the Metrovania play, if you will.
I liked it. It was just,
yeah,
it was good, man. And you think about it too, like a lot of the games that, like a lot of the Castlevanias that are out now has a lot of different stuff, but it was one of the first Castlevania coming out. I mean, it was just, the brand started off good, basically. I put, I don't know how many hours into that game.
Yeah.
And the next one.
Castlevania Bloodlines was a lot like Castlevania 3, where it was kind of more action oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Castlevania 3 had actual backtracking in it.
Right.
This one was kind of just straight through.
Oh, and
the next one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, next one and the last one is General Chaos.
Love it.
A beautiful EA game. One of the last things EA did before they went to poop.
Amen, brother. Amen.
I mean, Battlefield's great, but EA, like, they just get worse and worse with what they do.
Now say it like a hyped up preacher. Now, EA is one of the last games that they ever made that was good. Was General Chaos. Yeah, okay.
A little scary.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to talk about it.
This is when you would look at a cartridge and you see the little yellow tab and you need, okay, that's a good
game.
They don't make stinkers. You know, Mutant League Football and
little did we know.
The NHL games, so good.
Little did we know that they really suck. Yeah,
they grew too big for their own good. BFT said he was not a fan of General Chaos. I love it.
I loved it, dude.
Four player. This is when couch co-op, couch PvP. You know, you had the fun times sitting together in one room. Before there was online, people were being social, and you're elbowing someone because they're like beating the crap out of you. And this game lets you do 2v2 or 4 versus 4 versus AI bots. And I think there was even a mode where you could do
all versus all.
I think there was a mode where you could do 4 players, each controlling 2 characters each. But they had a lot of different things. Like, one of the mechanics in the game was that you could switch between your different units and move them around and take control of them, how they aim and stuff. And then meanwhile, your other units, you would queue them up, position them so they would like provide cover fire and like do their own thing while you're moving around. And, like, it was really cool to me. Like, it was like an RTS game or a tactics game, but without all the unnecessary complexity. It was just really fun.
It was.
And you know, the best part was when you get lucky and you get that one lucky hit that instantly kills the person. You ever say you turn them to a skeleton right away? Like with any weapon, like they suddenly, like if you get that lucky critical, they turn to a skeleton and they're done. Because most of the time you can knock people out. Remember, they'll go unconscious and then you have to take one of your other units over to try to resuscitate them and hope they don't get killed. That game is fun. I don't care. Like if you get a bunch of people together, play that, it's good times. I love that game. It was really unique. Kind of like if you like things like Lost Vikings, Three Dirty Dwarves, you know, Lost Vikings, the original game, or which you can get for free, by the way, from Blizzard. You can download it for free. I might have to play that for or Lost Vikings and Heroes of the Storm. Why not? We have the B Team podcast in here. They have a Twitch now. Oh, shizzle. Are you going to be streaming on Twitch? Oh, man.
Oh, snap.
It's about to get hype.
It's about to get real up in here, bitches. About to get real.
On here, D3 Focus. We already said hello to Not Pan. We have a nice group of people in here.
Yes.
Nice group.
Very nice. Very
By the
respectable.
way, we'll probably be every so often we're gonna reminisce and go back to some games that we love that people may not have heard of, or should at least revisit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what we got next?
You guys have your thoughts of any Retro Friday games or any retro games in general? You guys like to share your thoughts? You guys can voicemail us at 206-415-4987, or you guys can send us an email, mail@geekyantics.net. We're gonna move right along into our shout-outs and love, just because we love to shout out and spread the love. Yogizilla, like we're up tonight. Yogi, what was our ranking for last week on allgames.com charts?
We were at around 14 or something.
What the hell?
We started at the bottom. Now we here. I'm gonna just keep saying that.
Dude, you know how many times I've said that in the last 2 days? Playing the all the see, now my mic's way too loud. I don't understand. Playing all the CS:GO and everything. Like, we're ranking up, and I'm like, started at the bottom, now we're here. Because now I started at silver 1 and I'm at gold 3 now. So started at the bottom, now we're here. Anyway.
Are we both gassy tonight? Man, that's to add to everything else.
I got really bad heartburn tonight. Acid reflux.
Yeah, that'll definitely knock the wind out of your sails.
Yes.
But we've had lots of record-breaking weeks. People are still downloading the crap out of episode 73. It's been a really popular one, and I noticed people are really drawn to the Heroes of the Storm dedicated episodes, the MOBA episodes, and the Doctor Who stuff, and ones where we shout out lots of people. So might have to do more of that. So for those of you that don't like MOBA, sorry.
Started at the bottom, now we're here. I don't know. Yes,
so
thank you.
Guys. Go ahead.
I forgot.
Okay. Oh, we said thank you.
Don't forget, guys.
Don't forget what?
I'm telling you, you said it.
Don't forget to help us out by playing our stream on allgames.com around 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. GMT. Wow, I thought you were going to take it over.
I don't know.
I didn't want to take over your part.
I don't know.
You know, just play us for 5 minutes. Allgames.com. It's mobile friendly. You can do wherever you are. You don't have to listen. You can just leave it running in the background, or listen to us while you take a dump. You know, that takes about 5 minutes, right?
Now you tell us.
I mean, it depends.
Because when we see you, we're all playing Heroes of the Storm, and we see you log straight on to Blizzard, and they were like, "Oh, Yogi's getting on," and you go straight to Heroes of the Storm without saying anything to anybody. We all say at the same time, "Oh, he's pooping," just because.
Not everybody.
And that's why I asked you. Morg asked you earlier if you were pooping because you went straight.
I didn't ask.
She did.
I
I
had the client up. I was gonna get on, and then stuff happened. I want to get into it. It made me sad.
Stuff happened.
And then, yeah. Actually, before the show even started, I had to deal with an accident, and I still got to deal with it afterwards, because the puppies poop and pee wherever. So now the other animals in the house are like, "Oh, is this a thing now? Can we do this too?"
Oh, I'd be killing me some pets.
Yeah, and I'm getting shit about it. It's like, hey, don't give me shit about it. Keep your puppies in check. Blue never has accidents, but she smelled the strong smell of the dog pee, and you know she's feeling a little secure right now because she's been through some stuff. So she did a little something. I'm not gonna get mad at her about it. Let me just say this real quick. Pet peeve of mine. Whoever started this notion that you put an animal's nose in their mess and then spank them and scream at them to train them, just jump off a cliff. Because that's wrong information to give people. It does not work.
Gotta go jump off.
The only thing that teaches a pet to do is to hide it. That's what it does, and to fear you. and then they're gonna do it more to spite you. What you do is clean it up, get rid of the smell as best as you can with some. You use some enzyme-based cleaner that will actually get rid of the bacteria and the smell completely. You can even use there's enzyme-based drain cleaner that you can use that. Though be careful, I don't know how it might mess up your carpets. If you get decolorization, I can't help you there. But they had for like $16 you get a whole freaking gallon of enzyme-based cleaner. It's a good thing to have around in general when you have smell of really bad foul odors like ammonia smells or cat pee or dog pee, vomit, eggs, whatever. It'll clean that all up.
Eggs.
Oh yeah, you know that egg smell like some drain like garbage disposals get sometimes. Put that in there, boom, clean. Dropping some knowledge here, but yeah, that pisses me off. People they think they know how to train animals, and it's like, look, if you do a little bit of research, for people that actually know that do this for a living, they're like, no, worst thing you could do. But people are like, no, that's what you do, discipline them, and then they learn to respect you. Like, no, they learn to realize you're a dick.
Started at the bottom, now here.
Started from the bottom of the whole crew. What? The whole crew asking what?
No, nothing. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know how it goes. I just like that one part. That's the one part like. No, sidetrack there. Cause that's a big thing for me. I love animals, but I hate mistreating. People that mistreat animals. I consider them part of the family. I don't see them as little toys or possessions.
Right.
You know?
Well,
anyway, every
all
once in a while,
animals.
we all lose our cool and we spank our kids. Well, some of us do. But if that's a consistent thing you do, you need to check yourself. You got some angst issues. You have to work in yourself first. Anywho.
Well, Yogi's hitting deep.
I am getting deep.
Now for some of the long.
Dude, Obi, because I saw some dude walking the dog the other day. I was walking, walking with dogs, just chilling. This dude's kicking his dog in broad daylight. And smacking on the face. And the dog was being very well behaved because it didn't bite. You know what? Most dogs, you touch their face, they don't care how well mannered they are. They're gonna bite you, and they should. Don't touch my face, motherfucker.
Well, when I told you about this when I first got Sadie, she was a rescue. So like whenever I even raise my voice a little bit, if I'm not sitting there and go, come here, girl, come here, baby girl, she's like kind of like cowers a little bit, and I have to okay, I'm not mad at you. Come here, baby. That was a bad girl, and I don't rub her face in it, but I point. She knows what she did. I point and I say, bad girl, and I don't spank her ass. I don't kick her. If I see a person kicking an animal, I go up to that person and punch him in the fucking throat. No fucking lie. No lie at all. Sorry about my F-bombs, but that just disturbs me. Like when I see on Twitter some guy holding a pit bull by the throat onto a wall, and he lives somewhere around me. I wish I could find him just to kick him in the face, just one time, get him on his knees and just kick him right square in the fucking face. Just, hey, how does it feel, bro? Or hold him up on a wall by his throat. How's it feel, bro? Well, we're not gonna get into that because people could construe as me threatening people, but. Now for some of our long overdue shout-outs to some of our friends and collaborators at #TheGang. We do want to give big shout-outs and I guess you say respect to the B-Team Podcast, the worst radio show, R9cast, Gaming Death Podcast, 42 Level 1, Zombie Cast, a Knuckleballer Radio, Atari 2600 Game by Game, Two Dudes and an NES, Gregory Poet, Cupcake Envy, Cupcake Noms, MorganaFreya, Realistic by Mel, Melly Dunn 3, Gods of Mayhem, and a worthy opponent, Hotcast, Stormcast, and Renee Bones. Now, there's a few of these guys that aren't, they don't necessarily do a cast. There are a few, I know Realistic, Rantastic by Mel. She's a She just wants to be a writer and do a daily blog on the website. Well, big shout outs to you and welcome to the gang, of course. Anybody that I missed, I'm so sorry, but if we did miss you, say something to us, message us, give us a voicemail, 206-415-4987. Say, hey guys, you forgot me. Tell us who you are. And like I said, if we did, I still love you too. But we appreciate everybody. And, and like I said, if I did forget anybody, I am sorry. Now, real quick, we do want to do this just because we want to give that shout out to our the people that helps us out a little bit. Yogi Zilla, you have a message from our sponsor, sir?
Again, real quick, if you know a photographer or an artist, which is pretty much everyone, if you know someone that wants to make money, which is pretty much everyone, get in touch with us. Tweet me at YogiZilla, tweet the network at Geeky Antics. Say, hey, what's this shinyprince.com thing about? Send me details. Just do that. Very simple. Or inbox me on Facebook, or I don't know. What are the cool kids using? I don't know. Something. Message me somewhere.
Instacrap.
Message me on geekyantics.net. No, that's a thing.
I mean, Graham. Sorry.
Instacrap. Instagram not very good for messaging. Kind of poopy for that.
Twitter.
Everything else is fun. But get in touch.
About YogiZilla at geekyantics.net.
Yes. Yep. YogiZilla at geekyantics.net or Yomar at geekyantics.net, whichever name you want to use.
He's got 8 of them, so any way you spell it, you're gonna get it.
Yeah. Yogi at geekyantics.net. Whichever way. But we'll get you the details on how you can make shinyprince.com work for you. Because a lot of people have Etsy stores, or they have eBay stores, or Amazon stores, or they do they do some kind of arts and crafts. I bet you there's a way you can offer Shiny Prince to someone and make some money for yourself, and then help someone get value out of a better product.
Mm-hmm.
Like photographers, if they're doing just regular prints, now that those people getting those photos framed, got to pay money for frames. That gets expensive after a while. With the metal prints, you don't have to worry about that. With artists, you have a large poster that's an off size. Getting a frame for that is really hard.
Right.
You might have to get it custom built, and that costs money. ShinyPrince.com, metal print. It doesn't need a frame. It's its own frame, and it comes with the mounting solution. So no brainer. So help support a great sponsor. It'll support us, and it'll support a nice, mom and pop shop. They're based out of Florida. That is not Made Corporation that we're plugging. We're not plugging Amazon or Audible.com. Mm-hmm. They don't need it. They don't need our money. They don't need us sending them traffic.
Right.
We're trying to support brands that are the things that we believe in, and that could use a little extra help.
Definitely.
That's the both worlds. Anyway.
And the
off my soapbox.
Last but not least, guys, if you guys are gonna do any kind of giveaways on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, or in any individual platform, you guys check out Rafflecopter. It is a good. If you're looking to do a good giveaway, check them out first before you do your giveaway. It's multiple platforms, channels, anything. So you guys go check them out. But we are going to get right into our feature presentation down to right now, okay? I had somebody else coming. A Fatal was going to come by, but I think he's hooked on the Bloodhound on CSGO right now. So the feature, and we're going to get right into it. And Morgana, we'd love your input on this section here. But Destiny as a latecomer. Is Destiny fun as a new player? Depends on what most enjoy, guys. I mean, it can be fun if you're the kind of gamer that, and this is just my first impressions on Destiny, or delayed impressions, I guess. Destiny, and I've watched there's quite a few people in the gang that actually stream it religiously. Yancy being one of them. The Worst Radio Show being another one. Where they're just on and they grind. If you like that grinding aspect of the game, even being a new player, you can get somebody like Yancey to run you through some, help you level up. The Worst Radio Show, sometimes they do some new player run throughs to help get you some gear. So I mean, would I play Destiny if I had the system for it? Probably. I probably would. Yo.
It's on a 360 too.
Yeah, but yeah, we've already talked about that. I don't really want to play I don't really want to play a console if I can't stream it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can stream PC games, and if I'm gonna move to console or play some games on console, I want to be able to stream it first. So.
See, the reason Destiny, that's where Destiny shines, is as a streaming game, because it's so repetitive. You could do it almost on autopilot and focus on engaging your audience, really well when you're not in the heat of battle, obviously. And also the raids, because there's no matchmaking for raids. You have to form your own party, and that could be a chore. There's people that go to websites to find people they're looking to, LFG to do raids, and then they recruit through there and then coordinate and do raids. That's crazy. So viewer games, it's hard to find a game where you can accommodate lots of people, and Destiny is a good one for that. So that part definitely is awesome. Now I'm gonna say, first and foremost, it's a great game. I think it'd be a fantastic game if it wasn't Bungie that made it. Let me explain what I mean. I love Bungie, but for them, with the track record they've had, I expect more from them. I feel like they really fell short on a lot of things here. So everything I saw, everything we talked about Destiny before when we were doing the podcast and it came out, we were like, yeah, this game looks like a grind fest. It looks pretty shallow. I still stand by that. I'm enjoying it because I have friends to play with it. If I played this game alone and it had no online, I'd shoot myself very quickly. It's funny because, and I'm going to jump around here because we have a bunch of notes that I want to go through, and we're probably going to go through the whole spiel. We're probably going to revisit this. I think, our friends from the Worst Radio Show probably want to join us for this discussion. Because, honestly, the reason I jumped into it is because I kept getting invites. Like, Obi, I told you. I kept getting invites from people that wanted me to play Destiny. And I'm like, they invited me on Xbox Live as if I had it. I'm like, I don't have this game. Why are you inviting me to a game I don't have? They kept inviting me like over and over again. Like, who's trolling me? So that was part of it. And also, there's dancing. Dancing. If a game has a dance emote, I'm sold. And the dance is pretty good. I like the way the female characters dance and the way the male characters dance. Got soul. They got rhythm. They got soul. Yeah? No? But, hey. Let a brother live.
I'm fine, dude. Go ahead.
But, I don't even know where to start. The thing is, Bungie, the whole thing with, I think we talked about it. I mean, this is actually, it was back in 2007, 2008 that Bungie parted from Microsoft. Like, it doesn't even feel like that long, but yeah, it's been that long that Bungie left. And some people said that Microsoft gave them the boot. That's not the correct story. Bungie wanted to leave because the short story is they wanted creative freedom. They didn't like the way Microsoft was handling marketing for Halo and managing the projects. I guess they were micromanaging too much. But it's, Halo is a flagship, product for them. Of course they're gonna give creative input. That's what happens. That's the boss-employee relationship. If you expect your boss to just let you do whatever you want and get paid, get out of town. It doesn't work that way. So, they...
But they weren't just saying, they were like saying, EA didn't want them to do, I'm not EA, but Microsoft didn't want them to have any creative freedoms. Like the way, when the new Halo came out with everything that came out after Bungie took off or separated. They wanted to be able to create their game in their way. Unfortunately, Microsoft kind of knows what works and what doesn't. Um, yeah, there's just it's the creative freedoms that they wanted that now they have, and now they're in my eyes. I mean, don't get me wrong. Um, like some of the game with Destiny, like I said, I would play it in a second, but there are a lot of downfalls or faults
Yeah.
that should
Well, here's
have
the
been
funny thing
fixed
about it,
prior
Obi.
to release.
Here's the funny thing about it. They wanted creative freedom. They said they didn't want to make Halo for the rest of their existence. They made another Halo game.
Destiny, yeah,
This
basically.
Destiny is a Halo game. I don't care what anyone says. You could almost exactly place where this happens in the weird timeline. I mean, Halo didn't have much of a storyline to begin with. Let's face it. Bungie's not good with story and characterization. That's never been their strong suit, to
They're
be
good with
honest.
grinding games that you need to spend every day on.
And gunplay. They're
They're
good with
like they're
gunplay.
like with what WoW is with World of Warcraft. They're good on the PvP and the multiplayer aspect, and then grinding. That's it. Everything else is shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, and I played to WoW for 10 plus years. I'm gonna talk shit about it.
Yeah,
If
I
a
mean,
player like me that's and sorry, Yogi, if a player like me that has been playing WoW for so long, and Yogi and the gang had a little bit to do with me quitting WoW, but still, if I wanted to play the game, if it was still actually fun to me, I would still be playing the game. Not saying Blizzard is the only game for Blizzard I don't play is World of Warcraft now. It just takes way too much time. But that's what
yeah,
that's
I
what you
mean,
got to give up playing multiple games too. So
I mean, Lord Raptors is saying the Destiny, not Halo. It may not be Halo in name. It may not be officially. Yeah, I
it's
know they're separate universes, but
a knockoff.
it's Halo. The mechanics are Halo. The enemies are pretty much Halo. The way it looks and feels, the gunplay, it's a Halo game. Let's just be honest. If you love Halo, Destiny is fantastic. Now this is the thing. We've had over a decade of MMOs, and you would think someone would get it right by now, like and do something special. But and Bungie already had a good thing. They could have just built upon it, but they fall short so much. Now people say, "Oh, that's Destiny not an MMO." Yes, it is. They just don't. They didn't fully commit. This Destiny doesn't know what it wants to be. Now, mind you, again, I'm really enjoying the game, but I have to gripe about some of the things. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Like first of all, you have these social areas where you have tons of players running around, checking their vault, buying things. That's an MMO feeling. But then everything else is an instance. Everything else is a shard, right? So
Mm-hmm.
every raid, every strike, every patrol mission you run, it goes into like one of a handful. You can count the exact areas they have, the little world stages, whatever you want to call them, on two hands maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Very limited set pieces. But you'll go into those areas and you'll see other people doing things in those places. But you have a fire team of 3 people usually, or 6 people if you're doing a raid. You know, so it's an MMO. They just sharded it a lot more, probably for performance issues. The thing is, some people say, "Oh, it's because they had to make it cross-platform. That's multi-platform, so they had to limit the performance." Bullshit. I call bullshit. You know why? Defiance has public events with hundreds of players in the same area on the screen at once, fighting huge bosses. If the 360 could pull it off, and was that game even on PS3? I don't remember.
Defiance, no, is an exclusive.
That and Defiance to me is a better game in a lot of the aspects that Destiny falls short in. Though the problem with Defiance is it didn't have the Bungie name behind it. If Bungie made Defiance, it'd be phenomenal. If
Yeah,
someone else made Destiny, it'd be phenomenal.
yeah, but
Because
if somebody else came up with, I mean, you could say that about any game. If somebody else came up with Dawngate, it would have been phenomenal because it wouldn't have been EA. I mean, think about it. You can make that great for any game.
Yeah, see, Lord Rakdos is missing the point. He's like, Halo had no upgrade system or diversified classes. They did some small changes to Halo. It's still Halo at the core. Like they didn't do enough. Like trust me, if you play Destiny enough, and I've grinded enough. I escaped a little bit this week. I've had a stressful week. That you break it down to its components and back those into the chat too. It's it's Halo. It's a Halo game. Like for Bungie to say, "Oh, we want a creative liberty. We want to make something other than Halo," but they're making a game that's pretty much Halo. You know, like Destiny is really good with gunplay, and that's something that and the balancing of the guns and everything, and
Right.
it feels very much like Halo. It's just yeah, you can say it has all these different features, but features do not make for a fresh experience. Now I'm griping. I'm nitpicking.
Well, and let's see what other people think, because we do have a few other people in the team speak. Fatal Blades. What are you feeling on this this issue right here with Destiny?
I definitely agree. I think if they were trying to go away from Halo, that they failed with Destiny, and the grindiness of Destiny, honestly, is the main reason I've never played it. I knew a lot of people who got it on release day. They just nonstop played it for a week, and then afterwards they're like,
We're done.
"Did you ever play Final Fantasy's MMO?" Well, Destiny's like that level grindy, and I was like, "Nope, don't want to do it."
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Except you don't have crafting.
Well,
Actually,
right.
that's a very good comparison because there's lots of things you collect in Destiny. You'll have an inventory full of a bunch of useless items that you rarely ever use, right? And then there's no crafting, so they just kind of sit there like, "What are these for?" I don't know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they have currencies for everything. Every expansion so far introduces new currencies. It's ridiculous.
Lord Rakdos, what are your thoughts, sir?
I personally feel like they're only similar in that they are space shooters.
Say that again. I got to turn you up a little bit.
I feel like they're only similar in that they're both space shooters. Like,
Right.
They're both with space shooters with jumping mechanics. That's just a wide branch thing that they do. But there's really no other connection between the two. The one has a leveling system, not just progressively more enemies. One has, what was the phrase? One has a proper story.
Right. Well, and we're not really saying it's exactly like Halo, but if you look at if you look at like when you're in first person and you're behind the gun, okay, if you look at the design of the gun, one of the first guns that you get, and don't get me wrong, if you're a Destiny player and you don't, whatever, but if you get one of the first machine guns you have, if you look at it, and then you look right at a Halo gun that you have, the machine gun that you get for Halo, it's almost the same exact design. I mean, like I said, that's the things that they're getting that we're talking about, like the things like that. How a player throws a grenade, it's the same exact way in Halo as it is in. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, and exactly, and even playing through the story, I felt like I was playing the Halo game.
Right.
I mean,
well, so I mean, but we're not saying it's like exactly like it, but there's quite a few simulators. We know that we can kind of tell that the same company made both games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is what
they're definitely shared assets.
Right, and that's all we're really saying. It's not. I mean, with what they were saying before Destiny came out, like we want to have creative freedoms. We don't want to make another Halo game. But then they come out with Destiny, which is basically another Halo game, just in a little bit different direction.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a little bit of better of a proper story mode. You have those but the guns, the movements, the throws, everything that you do in Halo, that with those mechanics, because why wreck something that's not broken?
I really feel like they had this game already like halfway done, or it was already far along when all this stuff was going on with Microsoft, the tension between them and Microsoft, and it was supposed to be a Halo game, but then when they left, they said, well, we can't. They keep Halo, but we can still make a Halo-like game, right?
We'll call
That's
it
what I feel like
Destiny.
they did.
And then if they want to branch off, now the next game that they do make, now this is where it's going to be the test for me. For me now, and I'm not a big Xbox player. I don't play Destiny at all. But if they want to make their mark, per se, in the gaming industry and not make that next Halo game, this next game that they put out is going to tell us whether they're going to continue to make like Halo games or not.
Isn't the next game they're putting out literally Halo?
No, they can't do Halo anymore.
They can't.
touch
No,
Halo.
Microsoft owns Halo, so they can't.
Yeah.
They can't do Halo anymore. So Microsoft is going to be putting out another Halo, from what I heard, but it's the
Microsoft.
different writers and different, yeah.
Halo 5 Guardians. Your characters in Destiny are called Guardians. Conspiracy theory. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
So they're going
Fallout
to
4
say
confirmed.
Halo Guardians, the one Microsoft puts out, is basically copying what Destiny is. Got it.
No, I just think that there was, when they parted ways and
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's, Halo Guardians. That's a good, because it's what they are. Yeah, I got it now. DDD.
gonna see what happens. Gonna see. But again, I'm enjoying the game, and I'm only pointing out the bad because there's a lot of good there. I just feel like they fell short on so many things. Like, it's only slightly. They added a bunch of different things, but none of those things are stellar on their own. It's like they keep falling short. Like, for a company like Bungie, the bar set higher. Like, if this was an indie game, oh my gosh, phenomenal. But for them, I expect more. Like, don't give us Halo with persistent classes and upgradable armor and some semblance of a story. I guess, maybe, not really. And as I'm playing this, I'm really having a hard time explaining to myself what this is supposed to be. Like, I feel like it's just a mishmash of different things just thrown together, but
Every
I
time,
know.
every time I
Weird.
watch the PvP aspect of it, and I see somebody playing PvP, basically it's best whoever's got the best gear wins, regardless. It's just like a
Which is
showcase.
really lame.
Like saying, okay, hey, I got this badass gun that nobody else has because it's a rare drop or whatever. Let me shoot you. It basically comes down to whose gear is better. It's a showcase. That's it.
Kevin from the Worst Radio Show was in a raid where one guy got 2 exotic weapons. That's the odds of that.
I watched
are
that one.
astronomical.
I watched that one. That was crazy.
Astronomically low for that to happen, and
And the only thing Kevin could say was, how?
he rage quit.
How? And then he's like, fuck that. He didn't say fuck or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's too much RNG. Anyway, I don't know. I know we got to move on.
We gotta get
I
off
feel-
this.
I just want to say, the main thing I'll say is, like, they're committed to a 5+ year plan. They have a good base game here. I feel the next expansion should be something significant. Like, you have spaceships you could buy, but the only thing they do is change the load screen. I know it's a cosmetic item. Okay, I get it. People like cosmetic items. But imagine if you do space battles. That'd be cool. Like, ship to ship. They could do that. There's nothing stopping them. Do something. They gotta do something fresh to really say this is Destiny, not Halo. Right now, it just feels too much like Halo with
Halo
like
has that.
RPG mechanics.
Say it again,
Halo
Lord.
has vehicle combat on the ground, but not
No.
like.
Halo 3 and Reach have space combat head systems.
Yeah, no, but it's still on the ground mainly. You don't actually go into deep space and battle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do. I remember a mission. You pilot one of the Hawks, I think it is, and yeah, you fought off a swarm of Covenant and kept me.
Yeah, but it's one mission. It's not. You're talking about campaign. No one cares about campaign. We're talking about multiplayer. No one really cares about campaign. Let's just face it. Halo's story makes about as much sense as Resident Evil, and that thing went.
Hey. Bill Sandwich.
You gonna piss some people off today, Yog. Might want to calm down, bro.
Until you figure out what a Jill sandwich is, he's right. Resident Evil makes no sense.
I love.
Resident
Hey,
Evil doesn't
I
make
just gotta
a lot of
call a
sense.
spade a spade. I love Resident Evil games. They're tons of fun. I'm one of those weird people that enjoy Resident Evil 5 because it's fun playing with a co-op partner. Playing with the computer co-op is terrible. That AI partner is terrible. But I don't play it for the story. I play it for the actual gameplay. I give two shits about the story. The story could be you're in search for the radioactive peanut butter and jelly sandwich that turned your grade school teacher into a zombie, and you have to destroy it using
I'm pretty
the
sure
flaming
that
sword of
zombie
truth.
ate my neighbors.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. They can make this a Resident Evil game. No one know the difference. Anyway, I don't mean, we're trying to wrap it up. There's expansions there's 2 expansions so far for Destiny, and I look at them and it's like these expansions don't add much content. Like it feels very shallow. I bit the bullet because I want to play it fully through, come back and see and give a more thorough analysis. But I put a lot of time into it. I'm trying to really give it a good try, and it's fun with friends. And and honestly, most of the time we're just doing stupid stuff like taking our, flying our vehicles off the ledge of a cliff, just for fun or
Then
dancing.
Why didn't you just get Grand Theft Auto?
Oh hell no! Fuck that.
It's the same thing. I'm not
No,
even
no.
gonna play the storyline. I'm just gonna get in
No,
a
no,
vehicle
no.
and fly
I
off
can't-
a cliff.
Grand Theft Auto, I can't support it. Just based on principle.
Wow,
Because
racist.
Grand Theft Auto took a shit on my head.
That's
I pre-ordered
racist.
it, and then the first month, online did not work. I don't care about the campaign in Grand Theft Auto. I wanted to play online.
Right,
Yes.
but
Well,
at
guess
some
what?
point, you're
Guess
gonna
what?
have to,
You got it on freaking Xbox, so there you go. There's your problem right there. Get it
And
on computer
they-
like you're supposed
And they
to.
fucked up every launch. They fucked up every launch.
Guess what?
Even
They
the PC
didn't.
launch.
They didn't know. They did not. What's wrong
Well,
with you?
You're in a minority because you know what? Everybody I talked to said the PC launch was fucked up.
No, it
so Obi
wasn't.
had the special copy. Okay.
It was not.
I refuse to get that game. They
Well,
disillusioned
if
me.
they wanna-
I already
if
owned
they-
it once.
No.
They fucked up.
We're gonna talk about this now. God damn it!
No,
If
no.
they would have, if people are talking about the relaunch for PC sucked for the fact that yes, Social Club didn't have the servers calibrated right, or they didn't have the servers well enough because they knew a whole bunch. It's just like any game launch in the world that has multi servers. Not one of them is ready for it. Blizzard, Riot, Waystone Game, everybody that came out.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, okay, there you go. EA, fucking Microsoft, everybody that does a launch game, okay, that has a multiplayer base that they've been hyping up the game for the last 3 months, and then it was out on Xbox and PlayStation prior, and then they said, guess what, guys, we're going to let you say you get a free, to where you can send your Xbox character, which is already a level 150 or whatever, because you played so much on here, you can send it over to the computer side, or the PC version, and then you don't have to level up again.
Yeah.
It was their fault, yes, for not having the servers, and I want to say calibrated correctly because that's kind of what it is. If you're letting a lot of people on a server, it's just got to be calibrated correctly so that the influx of people getting on the server, it works itself out. Well, you can call that a bad launch, but that's every single launch in the world. So
See, now
you
we're getting
can't.
to for making excuses for companies.
But
They got
like-
my money once.
But I'm
they're not gonna
saying
get
I'm not
money
making
again.
any excuse for anybody. I'm saying right now that you can't use that as an excuse for
Hold
a
on,
bad launch because every single company's done it.
Here's my big question.
Destiny,
Like, Yogi,
they had a terrible launch because their servers were fucked up when it came out. So come on, you can't pull that
but
card.
wait, he makes a valid point. Like, to say that you won't buy a game because one game had a really terrible jump off is like going, well, I'm not going to buy Final Fantasy. I won't buy another Final Fantasy game because Final Fantasy.
I'm not buying. No, I'm not buying the same game again. That's the thing. It makes no sense. I already bought GTA 5. I was hyped about it. That ship has sailed. I get you could buy it on the PC.
So
My PC
again,
can
you had
play it.
one bad experience with
I'm not gonna
with
drop another $65.
console. That's not. We're not talking about you buying it. We're talking about your decision and your brain usage right now. Okay, about you've had one bad experience with a console game, so you're not gonna use. No, we're going ham tonight.
Damn.
One bad experience with the console game, so you're not gonna play it on PC. Just because you think, or you're like everybody else, and you think that we're gonna have a bad launch. That's what you said. Am I not?
That's not what I think. It's just they got my money once already. Then I gotta get again.
Yeah, but that's
The
not.
game not good enough for me to want to buy it again.
Now wait, what about if say Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out? Are you gonna buy it?
Then I might consider, yeah.
So
But
they're
just
gonna
based
get
on
your money
principle,
again.
I'm not gonna buy it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna buy GTA 5 again. I already own it, and I was really excited about it.
So when 6
lost
comes out,
its
don't buy it
mojo.
on freaking console, so you can
in
play with us
fairness-
on PC.
I can agree with that because the reason I didn't get GTA 5 on PC is I have it on the 360. I wasn't gonna buy it again for just first-person perspective.
All right, I'm gonna contact
minor
Social
tweaks.
Club. I'm gonna contact Social Club and Rockstar Games, so you guys can get. We're gonna get you a copy of GTA 5 for PC. If we can get those copies, will you guys play?
Maybe, yeah.
No, I don't. I want a yes
Sure.
or no.
Yeah, I'd play it then.
Yogi,
Sure, right now.
don't lie to me.
And no one's gonna say no to free. I mean, I'll play a PlayStation 4 for free.
I would.
I would.
I would not take a free GTA 5.
I mean, you know, like I said, it's just I was really stoked for it. They fucked up the launch. It was glitchy as hell. You know, Destiny may have had those issues to begin with, but coming to it now as a latecomer, there's enough content. It's stable enough. It's a player base, you know, and I'm enjoying it. I probably would have hated it coming into it.
It's the same thing to say
right off the
GTA
bat.
5. Now, as the player base is, and as it is now, it's great. But it's
Yeah,
that's
I just-
comparing apples to oranges,
I just
really.
can't give them the money again. Same reason that people won't buy Battlefield anymore because of how they fucked up those games.
Battlefield
constantly.
can suck a dick, dude.
See, you say that, but on the same
But
breath,
no, but
but the
that's
same thing.
but that's it is. You had a problem with one. Have you had a problem with every GTA that's came out? I've
Dude,
had a problem
they
with
had-
every Battlefield that's
they've
came
had-
out.
Rockstar has had what 5 separate launches to get it right. They still can't get it right. That's jacked up. You know, and a game that not for nothing. To me, GTA is more driven by the multiplayer. Like
Mhm.
I don't think
Of course.
no one really cares about the story. Like, I guess there's people weirdos that are like, yo, I'm playing it for the story. That story is deep. Yo, the plot twist. M. Night Shyamalan, yo. Nope.
GTA 6 wasn't that called Watch Dogs? Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway.
No, nobody plays the GT. Nobody plays a lot of the story modes. Yes, 90% of the games that we talk about are all because we play them multiplayer. Yes, if they didn't have multiplayer, I would not play GTA 5.
Now, I know Chip Sella and Matt Bradford are antisocial when it comes to multiplayer, and they actually want story mode. Like, Chip didn't like
Yeah, but
Titanfall
that's
'cause
like
they have a
that's like
campaign.
that's like 2 out of a million gamers that just
Yeah,
get games
they're
for
in the
story
minority. I
mode.
hate to tell you guys, those people care more about the multiplayer. Now, if it's a story-driven experience and that's the core of the experience, it's a different story.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about all the RPG players who have like Dragon Age and
Yeah, that's a whole different beast. That's a whole different beast.
Someone say RPG?
Oh, we only have 7-second latency. Nice.
So let's did my stream did. Oh,
Did
that's
it?
crazy.
Oh crap.
No, the playback froze. I think I have to.
Comparing Watch Dogs to a GTA is an insult. Oh, Sworn laying down the gauntlet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Watch Dogs was another game that had a lot of hype behind it and did not deliver. Now, Destiny, I know I'm saying all these gripes about it, and I'm gonna nitpick a little bit more. Let me fucking change my hairstyle. Release next expansion, add some nice features. That would be a great, nice feature. Change my hairstyle, maybe put in some contacts, change my eye color. The only way you can change your character up a little bit at all, other than different outfits, is by deleting your character and start a new one. What the fuck? Is it grinding all from scratch? Oh my god. Little thing, like they fall short on so many things. It's like, you had a great base game to work with, Halo, and the gunplay is there and it's very satisfying. All the guns feel so good. There's
wait,
a lot of variety with the weapons. it's almost Borderlands level
Get him.
of,
Get him.
of variety
Yogi,
there.
did I
Get him,
just hear
Fatal.
this correct?
Get him.
What?
They have mastered space travel, but they could not realize what the hell a cut and color is. Like, you can't in-game get your hair changed.
You can't
You can
change
go
your
to
hair,
another galaxy.
dude. Yeah, exactly. You
What
can
the-
freaking. Oh, I don't get it,
Rip.
dude. You could buy shaders for your outfits and your guns, and color the guns, but you can't change the color of your hair. Boggles my mind.
Do they have like a money/currency in the game, like money-wise? Like you have like, 1,000 space bucks or something?
Destiny has like a cajillion different types of currencies.
Hmm.
Their virtual economy is ridiculous. Like you have the mode of light, strange coins, passage coin, crucible marks,
Wow.
vanguard marks, penis marks.
We are.
What about
Now-
Groucho marks?
We have to. Okay. Wow, guys, we are going to come back to this topic. We're almost out of time for this show. We are going to come back to this,
Yeah.
and maybe get some, the Worst Radio Show in and a couple other Destiny players into the conversation. Yogi, is there anything you want to say for the last little bit of this feature here?
I mean, again, I
Last
want to make
thoughts,
sure
I guess.
I'm just venting. It's a great game. What frustrates me is that Bungie has the experience to make this a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a non-AAA developer, a brand new startup coming to the scene, and this is like the premier game, boom. But there's so many promises they've had. I mean, and I feel like need to do like the next expansions. I would say make it free, reward the people that have stuck with the game all this time.
Definitely.
Add the much needed little features like changing your hair color for fuck's sake, making it easier to transfer weapons between your characters. That'd be great. There should be a much easier way to. Well, they do have the vaults, but it's still there's a lot of awkward stuff in there. Like, I don't know. It's like they fall short. So it's like you're almost. I give up. Like they're almost there. I give up. They stop right before the finish line. That's what they do.
Right.
And it hurts. It hurts my heart. But I'm down to play Xbox Live. Yogizilla, what up?
Fatal, do you have any last remarks on this feature?
Yeah, no, the only thing I can think of is earlier Raktos made a good point. He said that between Halo and Destiny, there were major differences. One game had a leveling system and a really intricate storyline and, amazing space travel, and the other game was Destiny. So I think that pretty much covers it.
Lord Rakdos, your final thoughts, sir?
No, nothing really.
What he said? Got it. Miss Morgana,
Yes.
you haven't said anything the whole time.
I know.
Would you like to say anything on this topic?
No, I kept quiet because I've watched other streamers play Destiny, and it does not interest me in the slightest. So.
Okay.
For me,
this campaign is for Thor and Destiny 2015.
Oh, well. Okay, I'll
Now-
be there if they bring in Thor.
Wow. We did say before that we were going to do a dust off, but of course only if we didn't get derailed. Well, we kind of got
Yeah.
derailed. So we will get, okay, we're going to talk about this next week, but we will be doing a dust off next week too. Okay?
Wait,
We'll-
real quick for the dust off, Obi.
Go ahead.
You and Morgana in the hot seat. I heard you guys were playing Heroes of the Storm, and I heard one of you got a new character, a new hero. You want to talk about that real quick before we wrap it up?
No, because I'm 200 gold short.
Oh,
What
you
the
mean Madam
hell?
Sexy tank?
I didn't get it. I didn't get her. No. The
I thought
sexy
you got
tank.
her.
Lord Rakdos
thought
has
you
been
got
playing.
her.
No, I didn't. I lied. Lord Rakdos has been playing Johanna though.
I've only tried her out.
Okay,
I ran
now-
out of gold.
We are gonna play. I do want to play HOTS if we can after the show, and I will within one game. I'll have the gold. Okay, and then I'll play her the
Oh.
following game.
Oh shit!
I got 14,810 gold.
Milestones. Well, let's wrap up the show. 'Cause I need to go outside, get some fresh air, i.e., smoke a cigarette. What? Who said that?
Wrap up.
What?
Right. But guys, we will be we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna get back on the topic of what was it called? Destiny next week.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be doing a big dust off next week because we love doing the dust off because it's just fun. So that
Oh,
being
also, let us know what you think about the Destiny expansions. Which one's better, and if you think House of Wolves is worthwhile. If you know, maybe do you think they should make a more aggressive expansion, something pack more value in there? What would you like to see in the next expansion?
Destiny Game of Thrones expansion. Let's go. Everybody
Oh my
dies.
gosh, yeah. Well, I don't know about everybody
Robot
die.
dire wolves.
If my tune dies, I'll be pretty sad. I put a bit of time into her already.
Guys, we don't want to let you know HorsePLAY Live is everywhere you can listen to or download awesome podcasts, including all.
Podcast.
Yeah, exactly, including allgames.com. Please take a few minutes to thumbs out, favorite, subscribe, share. Even better, we'd love some reviews and comments. It's quick, it's easy. It really helps us out. Thanks to everyone who's been promoting our content. We love you very much. Thank you very much. And of course, one last thing too, chat. You guys are fucking awesome every week here and wanting to talk, give us some stuff to talk about here on Geeky Antics Network in collaboration with allgames.com. Network. All. I saw the other thing that's still there after
Network.
3 weeks of being not with them anymore. But here on Geeky Antics, in collaboration with
there?
All Games Radio Network, we have tons of shows covering a wide spectrum of topics. We can't possibly plug everybody. So if you guys want to know what show is what time, whenever it is, go to geekyantics.net/scheduling. Sorry. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, basically the whole weekend is our biggest podcasting and streaming days. For now. For now. We are looking for more podcast hosts, writers, broadcasters, streamers. So if you would like to get in there, let's connect and brainstorm together, guys. If you want to be a part of the stream team, message Yogi Zilla at geekyantics.net. That being said, guys, thank you very much for your time. If you guys are listening to us on allgames.com, the Dead Pixel Live Power Ranking Show is up next, followed by the B-Team podcast at 9 p.m. Be sure to hang out in the chat room by clicking on the live or chat button and say hi, guys. We'll say hi back. But that's it from us. HorsePLAY Live. This will be one X2 at YogiZilla with our guests Fatal Blades, MorganaFreya, and Lord Rakdos. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Bye. Bye now. I love you.
I love you too there, sweetheart. Dance time. Oh, hell yeah. What's up, guys? All right, we're going to let Yogi go out and get some fresh air, put some cancer in his lungs, and then we're going to be back playing Heroes of the Storm, I want to say. How's that sound, everybody? Yes, no? Maybe so?
I'm good with that.
Sounds good. We'll be back. We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Heroes of the Storm. In a few. Actually, I'm going to kind of talk and go la-di-da-di-da-di till I can start some music kind of thing. But yeah, yeah, we're still here. Not recording the video anymore, but we're still live on stream. So, as Yogi just vacates Skype saying I'm out of here, it's full. But we will be Back in a few minutes, guys. Thank you very much for all you crazy mofos. We'll be back in a few minutes with some heroes.
I'm getting on now.
Logging on now.